Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Dr. Kevin Skinkis, Superintendent of Riverside Brookfield High School District 208, and joining me today, Board Member Patrick Williams and Board Member Nick Caputo. Thanks for joining us today, guys.
Glad to be here.
Thank you for having us.
So we take advantage of this beautiful weather, and we thought we'd do a little interview about your roles on the Board of Education and why you ran for the board and some things like that. So, Patrick, why don't you start? What's your background and how'd that prepare you for running for the board?
Well, I've been a professional musician now for over 30 years. I got a degree in music from the University of Iowa, and then I moved to the Chicago area about 30 years ago. And been playing professionally in lots of different configurations over the years. My wife and I own a private music company that provides music for weddings and private events, and then we've both been on tour with various groups over the years. And I've been a music director for a couple different groups, and I feel like working with small groups of people to make decisions is something that I really learned in my line of work. And I feel like I bring that to the school board, and I've been really enjoying it so far.
That's awesome. Mr. Caputo, how about yourself?
I am an attorney by trade, about 24 years as a lawyer. I've also served as an adjunct law professor for about 20 years, and have a small business that I've run for about the last 15 years, my own private practice. So in doing all those different things, I've had nice opportunities to work with not only students, but other professionals, and many times very challenging, complicated situations. And those are some of the things that I think prepared me well to be able to work on the school board.
Well, I could say this both, I'm comfortable saying this about both of you. I know you have both been very active, not only in RB and our extracurriculars and after school hours, you with the band and with play, and you with all your kids involved in athletics and stuff you do in the community. So I think you guys are going to be great as school board members for District 208. If you had to think about what's been the most rewarding part of being a school board member so far?
It's been really interesting to interface with the community and just hear what people are interested in, students, parents, and just, any of the stakeholders all together, and what they come up and they ask you about. It feels like you're part of the decision-making process in the community, and I think it's a really tight-knit community. It's one of the things I love about RB in general, is that it's we're close into a gigantic city, but it's a smaller school and a tight-knit community where you can walk everywhere and you just bump into people that want to talk about the school board. That happens a lot.
I'm sure, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Nick, how about yourself? What's been rewarding so far?
I think the most rewarding thing for me is to have an even greater appreciation for how special what we have is, and how many people it takes to put this together. You walk around, you see we have a beautiful facilities and great building, and we see our students doing all these wonderful things, but until you go to the meetings and start looking at all the details, you don't really truly appreciate all the contributions from the staff, the teachers, the coaches, the extracurriculars, and the administrators. So for me, it's been kind of reinvigorating. I got involved because I think we have something really special here, and I have an even greater appreciation for what our students and our community have, even at this point in our experience.
If I asked either of you to say, what's the one thing that makes RB so special, what would it be?
That's a good question. I really think, I feel like there's talent and there's drive and initiative in a lot of kids that kind of goes by the wayside in a lot of communities. And I feel like one thing that's great about Riverside Brookfield is it feels like we try to nurture everybody's talents. We try to nurture what is available and show kids what's possible. And I think that's what our job is as a community, to raise up a generation of kids that understand that there's a lot of things that they can do in life.
Nick, how about you?
I think I would echo that. I feel like that there's something for everybody. Just this past weekend, a couple nights ago, at a football game here, and it's a great microcosm for all the things that come together. You've got the athletics, many sports, but in addition to that, you had 113 members of the band, wonderful performance at halftime. In addition to that, you had dancers on the sideline, the Palm Squad. In addition to that, you've got the students working the RBTV. And that doesn't even talk about all the different clubs. So I just feel like there's so many opportunities for the students to get involved and showcase their skills, whatever their interest may be.
Now that's great. That's for sure. I think you both touched on some points too. And Patrick, you mentioned earlier, we're not too small, but we're not too big.
Yep.
And there's something for everybody, right?
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of the schools in the area are gigantic compared to RB. And I think that's great too for them. But one of the things that I think having such a size school that we have is it gives kids a lot of opportunities they might not otherwise get.
Well, as we wrap this up today, I'd like you to take a minute and just think about what are you most excited about in the future as your role as a board member, and some initiatives or programs or opportunities that you think we could take advantage of. What would you like to share that you're excited about for the future?
I think for me, the most exciting thing is the people that I've already started to meet on the board that I'm going to be working with. I was nervous at first that we were going to be coming into a situation where there would be disagreement and friction and things like that. But it's really been very refreshing and exciting for me to have a group of people in the room that all have very different interests and backgrounds, but yet we can come together and we can discuss things professionally and without any animosity. And that's the kind of thing that really suits my personality. I'm an optimist. I always believe that there's a way forward, and you should disagree without being disagreeable.
Absolutely. Well, I would say that I think there's a collective interest on the board and in the community in general about the students at our school and what we can provide for them. And I like that there is a dynamic environment where we're realizing, hey, what are we preparing the kids for? Like we're reaching out to different businesses and different universities and trying to see what is going to be the best thing for kids going into the workforce, going into college. And a lot of the classes that are being proposed are even offering that as an incentive for the kids to show them what's happening in the real world outside of school. Yeah, I think it's a great opportunity.
Well, I would like to just echo that. It's been a pleasure to work with both of you so far on the board. I look forward to our work together over the next 4 years. I know you both have just started your term. This is the first fall of your first year on the board. So I look forward to working with both of you, and I think the future is bright for RB, and I think the two of you are going to do a great job in helping us continue to build on the successes and the traditions that are in place. So thank you for doing this for us, and thank you for joining us today.